Nearly 3 years ago, and almost 400 videos, I started this channel with an unboxing of the Nexus 1. In this video, we're going to do an unboxing of the Nexus 4. So let's get to it. Now, I've been riding along with Android since the very beginning. I got the G1 on day one on T-Mobile. In fact, I jumped from Verizon, which is arguably the best wireless carrier in the United States, to T-Mobile, which has the least coverage, just so I could use Android. A year and a couple of months later, I bought the first Nexus device, the Nexus 1, made by HTC. And as a side note, I wish HTC would make another Nexus device because I love the hardware design of HTC devices. Inside this box is the LG Nexus 4. Now, interestingly enough, I recently bought a television set made by LG. So this will be my second LG device, or actually my third if you count my Blu-ray player. And technically, this will be my third Nexus device, even though I didn't end up using the Samsung Galaxy Nexus for a long period of time. I went back to my Motorola Atrix 4G. And technically, this will be my fifth ever Android phone. Although, if you only want to count the phones that I actually used from day to day, this will be my fourth Android phone. Now, I'm really excited about this phone because it's unlocked. So I'm not going to use AT&T or Verizon or T-Mobile or Sprint. I'm going to go with Straight Talk Wireless, which is an MVNO that piggybacks AT&T. They also have service that piggybacks Verizon as well. But I chose a service to piggyback AT&T, so I'm going to cut my cell phone bill in half. Right now I spend about $91, $92 a month. With Straight Talk Wireless, it's going to be $45 and change for unlimited talk, text, and data. So we'll see how that works out. So if you're curious about Straight Talk Wireless here in the United States, I'm going to be doing a series of videos on that, and of course I'm going to do my series of videos on this device itself. If you're familiar with my channel, I do a whole host of videos on each new device that I unbox and use from day to day. Now, this is the 16 gigabyte version, and I had a difficult time ordering this on launch day, as many of you who might have tried out there can attest to. Fortunately, I got my order in, and here it is. Showed up today, and I'm anxious to get my hands on it. So without any further ado, let's open this up. Grab my trusty cutter here and get at the Nexus 4 inside here. So here we go. I'm really excited about this. Nexus 4 and the bumper case. And that's pretty much it in the box, so let's put that to the side. And let's check out the bumper case first. I'll keep you in suspense for the main event. So it's in a plastic box here. It says Nexus 4 bumper case by LG. And on the back here it says bumper case, customize your Nexus 4 with a lightweight bumper case. And it says it in a bunch of different languages there. So it's very similar to the iPhone 4 and iPhone 4S, where the device has a glass back and you actually end up with a bumper case to protect it. So let's get this open. It looks like it's packaged very well. It's got tape on both sides. And let's pull this out here. And here we go. So as you can see, it flexes. It's made out of rubber. You have a black rubber. I assume that this is the front, or actually that's probably the back of it. So this is the back of it, and as you can see here. Now the sides are, obviously since it's flexible, made out of a plastic, but it has a sort of silverish gunmetal finish to it. And it actually has buttons in the bumper cover itself. So those correspond with the buttons on the phone. Of course, you have a opening here for your mic and your 3.5mm headphone jack. That's the top. And on the bottom you have another mic hole here, and then your charging port slash media port down there. And on this side you have your volume rocker button here. It's actually a really nice bumper here. This is $19.95, so it's about $20 for this bumper. As with most cases, definitely not $20 worth of materials here, but what are you going to do? I want to protect this device. So here we go. Nexus 4. It doesn't say anything about Nexus 4 on the front, but you see the device here and it says Nexus. On the side it says Nexus 4, LG, Life's Good. Life's Good is their slogan, but LG actually stands for Lucky Gold Star, just in case you're wondering. On the back it says Google, the best of Google. With your favorite Google apps like Chrome, Gmail, Google+, Google Maps, and Google Now, Nexus 4 brings you the right information at just the right time. Also explore over 675,000 apps and games on Google Play. Beyond smart. Nexus 4 comes with an amazing new camera experience, plus a vivid 4.7-inch display, cutting-edge quad-core processor, all-new gesture keyboard, and worldwide GSM HSPA Plus compatibility. Totally wireless. Of course, it's a cell phone. You'd expect that. Android Beam. Oh, it's talking about the Android Beam capabilities. Android Beam, cloud syncing, and the latest software updates directly from Google come standard with Nexus 4. Then you have your FCC information down here. You have the same on the right side as you do the left, Nexus 4 and LG. So let's get this thing opened without any further ado. So let's get my trusty cutter out here and cut the seal. And a lot of people had problems opening the Nexus 7, and I do have a Nexus 7 which I did an unboxing on, and if you follow my channel, don't worry, I'm going to have more videos on that device. I've just been really swamped lately. But people had problems opening the Nexus 7 box. And personally, I didn't, so I don't know what the big deal was, but apparently this one is a lot easier to get open. There we go. And there it is, the Nexus 4. So let's pull this out. And my first impression is that it's pretty big. I had like I said, I had a Galaxy Nexus, and the phone I'm using right now is the Motorola Atrix 4G, which is almost 2 years old at this point, but it still holds up pretty well. And if I could get Jelly Bean on the device, I think it would handle it very well. I know I could probably do a cyanogen mod on there, but I'd much prefer to go with the real stock Android. Now, my first impression on this is that you have this glass which kind of, I don't know if you can see it, but it's it feels like this, it rounds out on the edges here. And it has glass, Gorilla Glass 2 on both sides, the front and the back of the device. But let's get back to that in a second, and let's open up the box and see what's on the inside. Now, I don't think there's anything else in here. Down here you have your quick start guide. I won't be needing that. This, like I said, is going to be my 5th Android phone, so I'm pretty familiar with what to do with it. Here you have your wall plug here, and you have your SIM card remover here. And this takes a micro SIM, and like I said, I got a micro SIM from Straight Talk Wireless, and I'll be installing that on that in a bit. Here is the USB cord here to charge it or connect it to another device, and that's pretty much everything in the box. Now, the cardboard in here almost has a rubberized texture to it. I know that might be too much information, but feels very interesting. Very rubberized feel to it, everything here. But let's put that to the side and take a look at the main event here. Now, on the front of the device, this is the top, this is the bottom, you have your earpiece here. I believe this is a proximity sensor here. You have your front-facing camera here. And I believe down here is an indicator light. On the right side of the device, you have your power button. On the left side of the device, you have your volume rocker, and then you have your SIM card tray in there. And right next to it is the pinhole where you stick the tool in there to open it up, but I'll show you how to do that in a minute. On the bottom of the device, you have 2 screws here. And that's what they chose for designing this device. You also have a microphone down here and your charging port down here. On the top of the phone, you have your 3.5mm headphone jack, and then you have your other mic up here, which is a noise cancellation mic. So let me peel the plastic off of the back here. And show you what you're dealing with back here. You have your rear-facing camera here, your flash here, your Nexus branding, you have your LG branding, and then your FCC information down here, and then your speakerphone over here. Now you've probably already heard about the back, but it's etched glass, so when you move it, it sparkles in different directions. So it's actually pretty cool, and it's pretty muted when you see it from afar, so it's not obnoxious. Let's peel the plastic off of the front here. Very sleek device. That's how thin it is. And I'll do a full video on the specs on this device, and I'll post that very soon. Now, like I said when I first grabbed this out of the box, the glass, it doesn't bend like it did on the Galaxy Nexus. You had sort of a concave glass here. On this it's flat, but on the edges, like I said, there's a curvedness to the edges on the side here. And I heard that's because it's supposed to fit in the hand nicely. And it actually does. And let's see, it should be pretty easy for one-handed use. I can pretty much touch most of the phone except for this area up here, if you want to use it one-handed. So let's put this bumper case on and see what it looks like with and without. So right now, this is what it looks like without the bumper case, and then this is the bumper case. So you see it does add a little thickness, but again, it's not going to add full thickness because it doesn't cover the glass on the back. It just goes around the edges. So let's put it in here. And it seems to fit on really easily. So that's what the phone looks like with the bumper case on it. And generally, I'm not the type of guy who likes to have cases on their phone, but this is unobtrusive enough that I don't think it's going to be a problem. And it actually makes it feel different in your hands, because the case is a little bit more textured than the phone itself. So when you hold it in your hands, you notice that, and it's probably just so it's easier to hold on to, so it's not going to slip out of your hand. So let me walk you around here and show you what it looks like on the device. So that's the Google Nexus 7 made by LG. If you have any questions or comments, please post them down below. If you like what you see, please subscribe. And if you want to help out my channel, give me a thumbs up or favorite this video. And if you want to see more videos on this device, I'll include a link at the end of this video.